Good morning, everyone. Welcome for today's webinar, which will be on Windchill MPMLink. This is a Windchill module we will be using for managing the data and processes related to the manufacturing department. Objective for our today's webinar to review, demonstrate Windchill MPMLink functionality. We will be starting with an introduction. Then we will have a brief overview of what is digital thread. After which we will go into our main topic, which is Windchill MPMLink, and then we will be having a demonstration of this topic. My name is Radhika Bhagat. I am 8+ years of experience in PTC Windchill. I started as Windchill customer. I started my career basically in Windchill customization, and then moved on to support and consulting. So our name is PDSVISION, formerly known as Boundary System. We are technology leaders in PTC. We are technology leaders in software solutions, and we develop solutions for design and manufacturing. Basically, we are first PTC global reseller and preferred services provider. If you see in the map over there, on the right hand side, it will show you the presence of our other offices over the globe, which is North America, India, UAE, some part of Europe, South Africa, and so on. So we, our capabilities include consulting, implementation services, professional training, cloud, and help desk. And Boundary System was acquired by PDSVISION in 2018, and since then we are now known as PDSVISION Group. So these are our partners, PTC being the main partner. We also have other partners who provide software solutions which can support PTC products such as Itraj, Tacton, Moldex 3D, SigmaSig, KeyShot, ZWCAD, Symmetrix, ITI, Xformation. Before moving into Windchill MPMLink, let's have a look at what is our digital thread concept. In digital thread, we try to have a closed loop transaction between all the processes related to a product's development phase, starting from its conceptual phase to the in progress or the develop phase, and then ending till its delivery and operations. So it's like a single source of information which will be available at every point of time based on what department you're working on, based on what standalone softwares you're working on. This is called as digital thread. So it's a closed loop transaction to have a single source of information, and that will help to optimize all the processes related to. As you can see, we start from the innermost circle, which involves the CAD management, document management, requirement management, and on top of it, we have business processes which take care of BOM management or change management, and then we have connection with ERP integration or manufacturing processes. And in the end, this can be all linked to IoT, smart operations, or augmented reality. And okay, so what is Windchill MPMLink? In Windchill, we have MPMLink module, which is taking care of all the manufacturing process planning manufacturing process related data and planning. This module helps us to transform our engineering bill of material, our mBOM, to its manufacturing bill of material. So you can have another view of your mBOM and can manage manufacturing data in that, and that can help you to also have revision control and keep updating information specific to the manufacturing, specific to the shop floor using this new mBOM. This module also helps you to not just create this MBOM, but also create manufacturing process plans. Process plan in Windchill is a object which will represent the planning of or execute the planning of the execution of this MBOM. It will also include basically the operations, the resources, tooling, etc. All that is involved in um, actually implementing the product at shop floor. So that is called as process plan. We will be looking more in detail through all this in our demo. And in the end, for each process plan, we have a dynamic work instruction generated. Now, this dynamic work instruction is automatically generated on a process plan, and it can serve as a HTML page, which will have all step-by-step information of all the operations which you are supposed to perform. So our webinar content today, in the live demonstration, we will go through BOM transformation. Now, BOM transformation is a feature which comes up with MPMLink module. And once we are done with BOM transformation, we will also go through what is manufacturing process planning. Let's go to the demonstration now. Sorry. So for today's demonstration, I have a CAD assembly here. It's a trailer assembly, and I have already checked in this assembly inside Windchill through my Creo application. And if you see in its related objects, we also have a part structure generated automatically for this CAD assembly. Let me go to the part structure here now. And if you see the details page, since this part is directly associated with the CAD assembly, you will be able to see the representation here. And if we go to the structure, so this is basically our engineering bill of material. This is our EBOM, which we will be considering for BOM transformation. And this EBOM will be, we will be generating a manufacturing bill of material, that is mBOM, for this part structure. Before going ahead, this is basic information of how EBOM looks like. This structure tab is the place where we can add, update information related to a BOM. It can start from attribute. It gives you basic idea of what is the name, number, state of this BOM. And then in visualizations, you will be able to see the entire image, entire representation of your assembly. If we click on each of them, you will also be able to see specific components related to the BOM. And then the main tab is this one, users tab, which takes care of BOM specific attributes such as the unit and such as unit, quantity, line number, and so on. So this is basic. These are some of the basic functions of BOM management, and this is the first part structure BOM in Windchill, which is called as which is represented in design view here. Now, in Windchill MPMLink, to transform EBOM to mBOM, we use a action. We have to go in actions, and in this first option over here in open in, we have action which says open in BOM transformer. Now this action comes up with MPMLink module. In previous Windchill versions, it was called as MAPSB action, but the name is now changed, and since Windchill 12, it's called as BOM transformer. So let us open this now. So for today's demo, I have already created some part of the BOM, that is mBOM. and we will be trying to complete the rest of it. So before moving ahead, I will show you how what is the meaning of different actions over here. How can you make use of them to create and manage your mBOM. On the left hand side, what you're looking at, let me expand this. This is called as, on the left hand side, we have our eBOM, and on our right hand side, this trailer.assembly with a manufacturing view here is called as our mBOM. How did I get this? We use a particular action to generate manufacturing bill of material. And before going ahead with that, let's see one by one what these icons help. It will help you to insert some of the parts directly, or you can insert multiple part or insert one by one new components inside a bill of material. So basically this edit option over here will help you to add more information to your eBOM or mBOM. These actions are available on both the sides, here and here. So, and the next one is insert made from. Now insert made from is basically for adding raw material information. I'll be showing you how it is added in one of the component inside mBOM. Then the next one, this action is used to check out and check in your parts. This one helps you to copy and paste it. Basically, these actions will help you to, if I go to the BOM here, it will help you to rearrange the structure for mBOM. If you want to have a different rearrangement for mBOM, specific to your manufacturing process. Next is the view. Now this option will help you to view some related information for this bill of material. What does that mean? For example, if I click on show and hide specific information and just scroll down, you can see there are different information which we can show for your mBOM. Now these are different types of information which we can go and allocate our mBOM. One of them is made from, control characteristic, and extended data. Then we have edit filters. Filters are basically will help you to look at which view can be displayed on this page. In this case, on the right hand side, if I click on the current filter, it will show you we have the manufacturing view here. And if I click on the left hand side, the view over here, is that it is showing us that it's a design view. So basically, when we generate mBOM from eBOM, a new view is generated for a part. Okay, so to make this BOM transformer know which view should be there on left hand side and right hand side, we usually make use of those filter. So basically, those are two different versions of the same bill of material. Another thing is, yes, we can make use of these options over here, open as, downstream branch. Again, if we click on one of the part over here and click on open as downstream branch, then it will open that part or bill of material in here as a downstream. Meaning, in terms of manufacturing, downstream is the manufacturing view and upstream is the design view. So these are some of the options. And this page, this button over here is for refresh. Now let's have a look at some buttons in between. One of them is this set config. One of them is detect discrepancies. So what does that mean? If I click on my design BOM here on the left hand side and mBOM on right hand side, if I want to detect some changes in between them, if you want to see if there are any changes made from engineering side and want to propagate them on manufacturing side, so these options over here will help you to detect them and propagate them. For example, if we click on detect, okay, right now I've already synced my data, so it's not going to detect that, but we'll go through that afterwards. Another thing is review and resolve discrepancies. Again, the same thing. We don't have any changes right now, so it's not going to show that, but we can also always have comparison of two different BOMs inside. For example, this one here, Chalky assembly. This assembly here does not have any manufacturing BOM created. We will be generating that through our demo. So if anything is not generated for a part or a bill of material, it will be highlighted with this icon here, which is a yellow color triangle. So this column over here helps us to know the status of having a manufacturing view, whether a manufacturing view is present or not. If you see, some of them already have green color status over here, and some of them have yellow. So the yellow ones do not have any manufacturing view yet created. And for the green ones, we have it created. So if you see, the trailer assembly in design has a manufacturing view of trailer assembly, and that is why both of them have green color tick mark. But for jockey wheel assembly, we have not yet created anything. So it's going to show you as yellow colored symbol, yellow colored triangle. Now, some of the other information here, such as, yeah, reconciliation assistance is again comparison of two structures. So if we can, let's see if we can compare these. I'm going to select all changes. So you see, as I said, when I said that we had not yet allocated the jockey wheel assembly, right? So this option over here helped us to identify those differences. It's saying that it is not yet being created inside your mBOM. So these are some of the features in our, let me close this. These are some of the features in our BOM transformer window. Another important one is this one, create equivalent link. This option will help you to create an equivalence link between design part and its manufacturing part. Now, what does that mean? Create equivalent link. When we said that we are going to create a manufacturing view of our eBOM, it means that it will create a new view of that bill of material and also have associativity between them. Now, this associativity means that there is a link between them. So whenever there are any changes with engineering bill of material, the manufacturing side, the manufacturing BOM will show a flag that there are some changes to it. So this link, having an association between them, always helps us to detect the changes between both the versions. If I go down in these tabs one by one, it starts with information of each and every component of the BOM. So to activate information of each and every BOM, you have to select that on the left and right hand side. So let's go and have an overview of all this information. To start with, we have some of the attributes such as name, number, version, state, modified by, and these are some of the custom attributes that we already have. The next tab is users tab. This is again the same tab which was there on the structure tab of a part. This will help you to take care or manage all the components inside the assembly. The other next tab is made from. Let's see it from the manufacturing side here. These tabs are present on both the side, whether it's design or mBOM. Made from means basically the raw materials which will be used. So for example, if there is some example for tire, let me just search it. Okay. For example, this one. This is the part which is, this is a tire of a trailer, right? So if you want to add some material for this, which could be a raw material such as rubber, then you can include that in this information. I'm not sure whether it will show now. It's not yet there. We'll do it through demo. Next is visualization. Visualization helps us to identify what all components are involved. Let me just adjust the view here. So it will help you to identify what all components are involved or already generated in that manufacturing bill of material. So when I said, let me open it on both the side. When I said that I have already created some part of the M bill of some part of the mBOM for demo purpose, you will see that you will see the differences between both the visualizations. So since at the top, if I go, I've already generated some of the mBOM components here. You will see the visualization for each and every component also gets updated in this tab. And that will also help you to identify what all differences are between these two tabs. So tomorrow, if I want to update this jockey wheel assembly, I can click on it. You see it gets updated automatically in the visualization. And you can see that it is not yet being generated in the mBOM. So this visualization can also help you to manage the mBOM efficiently rather than just looking at the part numbers in the structure here. One by one, if I click on one of the component here, for example, this is the center beam. So once I click this in the visualization tab, you see it gets automatically updated, activated in the part structure here. So that will also help you for navigation purpose if you have a huge bill of material. Another thing is equivalent part. Let me go over here for equivalent part. Equivalent part means when I said that we created mBOM for eBOM there, and there will be a associativity between them. So this associativity you can see in this tab here. So if I click on, again, let's go to the top node, this trailer assembly, which is in design view, you see its table says that downstream equivalent objects. So what does that mean? For trailer assembly in design view, we have a downstream view BOM which is already created, and its number is same, and you can see the details for its downstream part here. And this downstream BOM is nothing but the one that we have opened here on the right hand side. So when I click on this BOM here, which is mBOM, you see that the table for mBOM will be upstream equivalent objects. So for a downstream one, it will show what upstream or what design BOM it is linked to. So the link will be shown here, and you can always go and update it with even you can even have multiple mBOM links here if you want to have some alternate BOMs. So equivalent part helps you to see what is the associativity. Again, equivalent occurrences are more specific to the occurrence links. Then the next is documentation. As you can see, there is a document that I have created already for our eBOM, and you can also have the same tab on on our mBOM. So if I go to the document tab here, when I created the mBOM, the document automatically came in. But you always have the option to update, add new document which are only specific to mBOM. It could be something related to the shop floor. So you can always go remove this or add new ones from here. It's like inserting a new described by document, just like we do it for our part. So you can have different documents specific to each BOM. Next is process plan tab. Process plan is the actual planning steps involved in executing the mBOM. So this icon over here, it represents that I have created an object called as process plan whose name is trailer plan here. And this process plan will include all the operations and resources, tooling involved in creating this mBOM at shop floor. I will go and open this in some time. So let me just undo check out this one by mistake. And the next one is plans. These are again plans. So A plant is the manufacturing plant. So in Windchill, MPMLink will give you object which you can use to create a manufacturing plant. So you can represent your manufacturing plant inside Windchill with an object. It is mostly allocated your process plan. For the process plan demo, I'll go more in detail for plants. And then we have department related data, and the main thing is alternate BOM. Now alternate BOM is you can have different alternates to your manufacturing BOM also. So you can have plant specific BOM maybe, or you can also have some BOMs created for testing or costing purpose. So alternate BOMs help you to have different versions of manufacturing itself. Now we had a look at what are attributes and actions we have on this page. So I'm going to go and now activate this visualization tab, which we will be using basically to create our mBOM. So how have I created this mBOM, right? And why do we create it first? Whenever we are at EBOM level, I mean, whenever we are at a stage that we have our engineering bill of material, you can have your manufacturing department now come into picture and create a copy of this EBOM and create manufacturing view bill of material to maintain, update all data and processes related to the shop floor, such as it could be raw material or tooling, jigs and fixture and all such data. You don't have to put that specifically on your EBOM because it could be it's not necessary to put that information on EBOM because it may differ on different plant location also. So how have I created this? The basic action which we use to generate mBOM is we have to go on the top node, right click on it and select new downstream branch. Now what does new downstream branch means? Downstream means manufacturing. So downstream branch means we are creating a new revision control branch for that engineering BOM. So when I click on this, you have different options available. This is how I have actually generated this mBOM using these different actions. So let's go and see what does each and every parameters in this action mean. So when I said new downstream branch, it will give you an option to select the view in which you want to create. In OOTB Windchill, we have two different options, whether it is design or manufacturing. Usually, we have the standard manufacturing view always selected. Then you can have different BOM types available here. Now, these are options available if you want to further go down and create multiple alternate BOM. When I showed the alternate BOM tab here, that is where you can have a look at these new alternate BOMs created for production or testing purpose. Now the thing is you can have, you can make use of these parameters to create multiple alternate BOMs. For demo, we are just simply going to create a manufacturing BOM and and having this option here, child structure, having this attribute here which says child structure options, it gives you option to generate the child structure below in the same way it is there in EBOM, but in manufacturing view. Now, since I've already generated, I'm going to cancel this and actually do it for one of the sub-assembly so that I can explain you that action better. So let us select one of the sub-assembly. So as you can see in visualization, I can see my center beam is not yet placed, and even my jockey wheel assembly is not there. So let us click on the center beam here. When I click on that, I can see that part also activated here. You can select the assembly and right click on it. I'm going to copy this assembly because it is not yet present here. And how do you come to know that? You can see the blue color triangle here. So let's right click on this, copy it. And since this assembly is right below our trailer assembly, you have to click on the trailer assembly only and then paste it. You don't have to paste it somewhere else because then it will go below that. So I'm going to right click on my trailer assembly here, and there are different options for to do a paste. One of them is directly use a paste, which will just use it as it is. So it will paste engineering BOM, the eBOM itself in design view only. But we want to paste it in manufacturing view, right? So I'm going to select the option paste as new branch. And let me just move it ahead. You can see that again, these are the same options. It will allow you to select the manufacturing view. And then this main important option here, which says, which has 3 values in it. When I selected the assembly, what am I going to do with the components below that? Do I need to get them as it is in design view, or do I need to change them all at once in manufacturing view and paste it? So in that case, you can select duplicate with or without propagating. So duplicate with propagating, if I select this, all the entire assembly will be then generated, and all its children below it will also be generated in manufacturing view. But if you select other options there, such as do not duplicate, it will only create the top node. I mean, it will not create the structure, but only the center beam assembly, and it will be in manufacturing view. And another option is duplicate without propagating. It will generate the structure also, but the components will not be in manufacturing view. In this case, since we are saying it without, so it will not have manufacturing view for them. So for demo purpose, I'm going to select duplicate with propagating here, and let's see how the center beam assembly will then be generated, so that it will be easier for you to understand. I'm going to click OK now, and you can also see the visualization here updated. So let's click OK. You see now in visualization also it is updated. So visualization is quite efficient when handling a huge assemblies. Also, you can see the new sub-assembly that we added in our mBOM is highlighted in blue. And if I expand this, you will see everything is created in manufacturing view. Each and everything is created in manufacturing view. That is because we selected the option over there. Out of those 3 options in the drop down, we selected duplicate with propagating. We have propagated everything in manufacturing. So it's duplicate with propagating. So that is how we generate one by one all the remaining components. Even after generating here, we can always rearrange them in the BOM. So if you want to take this assembly below another assembly and restructure it, drag and drop, this is also possible. So I can just drag and drop it here. Right, that is also possible. But I don't want to do it here right now. Let's see, where did it go? Yeah. Let's drag and drop it on our main assembly as it is. So yes, that is how we generate manufacturing view for components. Let's try and generate for the remaining ones. I think we are still remaining with this jockey assembly and everything. So let's select that. So I'm going to go and always go and have a look at these icons here. So you'll come to know that this assembly is still remaining. So let me copy this. And this assembly sits on the top node. So I'm going to go here and again paste as new branch. And I'm going to select duplicate with propagating because I want everything in manufacturing. Click OK. So we should now have everything generated in the mBOM, and the mBOM should be now completed with everything from eBOM. You see all the icons here are all green tick mark. That means I've selected everything from mBOM, and it's now being generated in the mBOM. So let us check in these changes. You can select all at once and do check-in from here. So now you'll see that our mBOM is complete. But at this moment, is there a difference between mBOM and eBOM? No, right? Why did we create an mBOM? So you can always go and restructure, as I told you. Another option is enriching the mBOM with manufacturing data. So for example, if I select one of the tire here, let me select that. You can always select and view that in detail. Different options in visualization will always help you to look at it more efficiently. For example, I can just view only this tire. I think there is, yeah, these options here just will help you to show only selected, for example. Just not this one. Yeah, so that will help you to make use of visualization if you have any changes here or not. I'm just going to go back to show all. And there is a raw material that I've already added in one of the component. Let me just select everyone. I'm going to have a look at what I'm doing right now. I'm selecting everything, and there is an option over here to view, which I showed you before. So if there's anything already present, any data already present, I should be able to see that. Click OK. Let's see. Yeah, there is this data on this tire. So you can see there is some difference here. This number, part number, which is 819, I have created a raw material for this part, which is rubber, and I've associated with it. So you can see this information over here in made from, and you can see that the rubber part, the rubber raw material part which I created for that tire is being shown in this list, in this table here. Coming back to visualization. These are the steps that we have now created our mBOM. The next step is creating a process plan, right? So our mBOM is in place now. What we are going to do is create a process plan to execute this mBOM. So let us select. I have to scroll up now and select the BOM at the top. And where do you create process plan? In this tab. I'm going to select this process plan tab. I have already created one process plan for this mBOM, but how we usually create is there is action over here, insert new, and in which you can provide all relevant information starting from category. I have selected production, but you have other options available, quality, maintenance, and then you can give name, number. I think we can also have auto-generated number there. My system is configured to have configured to give a name and number as input, and then some description. And usually for view, we always select manufacturing view. So whenever we are trying to create objects specific to mBOM, it's always recommended that we create everything in manufacturing view. The next is you can select any folder location where you want to create this. Another thing is unit. Then this is standard, yes or no. This is basically for this is actually used for creating a standard procedure. The last one is occurrence allocation from any location. As you can see, our mBOM and eBOM, they are multi-level BOMs. So when we will be creating a process plan, allocating operations in it, it should allow us to allocate parts to the operation from any level over here. So if I want to allocate this screw handle, the process plan should allow sorry, allow me to allocate it directly from that level. So that is why we usually select this as yes. And that's how I created this trailer plan. Let us go and open this. Sorry. Starting from the details page, this is how details page of a process plan looks like. It has taken the name, number. Again, it has a life cycle state, so you can um, release this process plan through change notice and export it, or use it for ERP integration. Again, starting with the icon, this is the icon which represents the process plan. Some of the attributes we already saw during the creation, the standard yes or no, we selected no. And it is by default taking the quantity of process plan as one. The main tab is the structure tab, this one, where we will be managing everything related to the process plan. If you see in this tree structure, I've already created, let me close this first. Yeah, I have already created some operations for this plan. And you see, we have visualization also for process plan. Let me just adjust the view here. Yeah. So in process planning also, visualization can help us to efficiently allocate parts one by one from mBOM. I will show you how this works when we will be creating a couple of more operations here. Before moving ahead, let's have a look at some of the options here. For editing, we have option to insert new operations inside process plan. Now, process plan is a collection of steps involved, right? So those steps are called as operations in Windchill. And each and every step over here is what I have added here. And this is basically nothing but an operation inside a process plan. So what I have done is I went to the process plan and I have created there is an option over here to edit, and I have inserted operations from this action. So let us insert one operation, which will be for the center beam. So you can give how many number of operations here. So we are just simply creating one right now. We have a new operation here. This is the basic. It has a basic label and name. You can always go and rename this operation. I'm going to go and edit, rename, and give a name over there for the center. Okay, so this is how I've allocated all the rest of the operations. Uh, Before moving ahead, what does each and every tab over here again look like? Let's have a look at one by one. Look at them one by one. It will just basically show you the attributes tab will basically give you the same information that we saw on the details tab here. Uh, then documentation. Apart from the process planning, if you still have some local documents that you want to allocate over here, some PDF files maybe, you can always go over here and allocate them to your process plan. Then visualization is what I told you. We can have a look at how the objects are allocated inside the process plan. Next one is work center allocation. Now, work center is basically the plant that at which this process plan will be executed. So we have currently already created a plant inside Windchill. I will show you how a plant looks like afterwards during this tab demo. But this is basically a plant. Okay, let me go to folder from here and search for that plant. one. We have this option always over here, open tree picker. So that option over here will help us to try and find all the plants or resources that we have already created inside Windchill. Now, how do we create the resources which are necessary for these operations is from the actions menu inside the folder tab. So if I basically go back to my folders and inside this folder, for example, inside actions in new, we have new resource, this option available. Now this is where we can create different plants, you can create skills, you can create tooling such as jigs and fixtures, you can also create work centers and so on. So these are different types of resources that are available. We have already created a plant in Windchill and allocated resources to them. If I select skill here, you will be able to select create a skill which is an assistant or inspector or assembler. Now these are the resources that we will be using in our operations. This is how I've created them already in the system. And if I go back to my process plan, you will be able to see them already allocated in the operations here. You see, this is the work center. So this is basically again from the same action, we have an option to create work center. So I will be having this assembly line where this operation will be performed. The next is different resources available. So you can see we have assembler and inspection. So these are different skills that we have created already in the system, and we can use them to show in the operations. This same information is also present over here in this tab, processing resources. Again, every operation is not just resources, right? It basically starts from the part allocation. So how do we allocate parts to those operations, right? So let's select the process plan tab. And when I created this process plan on my mBOM using the action from the BOM transformer, a relation is already maintained between this process plan and our mBOM. Hence, to directly see what is our mBOM, we make use of this action here. So if I scroll here, there is an option over here to open related part. So if I click on that, you will be able to see that it has now opened our mBOM here completely. And this is the mBOM, and you also have a visualization of that mBOM. Let me just adjust the view again. This is visualization of the mBOM that we have already allocated in our process plan. Now you can see that the same visualization for the process. Let me compare those two visualizations here. You can see that most of the mBOM is allocated to our process plan, but there are some steps still remaining to allocate this center beam, right? So let us, and for which I just created an operation in front of you to allocate a center beam. Now, how do we get this component inside this operation? We make use of, let me now select. So I'm going to select this visualization here, the center beam, and it will automatically take me to the beam assembly. So this is the beam assembly, and I'm going to select everything below it and allocate it inside the operations. Sorry. Okay. For that. Okay. So I'm going to select everything one by one. So let's select this center beam. Handle and all that below it. And all together I can allocate them in this operation. So I'm just going to drag and drop it on these operations. You see there is a tick mark, green color tick mark when I'm trying to drag and drop it. So once I drop them, you'll also see the visualization will now get updated automatically. Just like it updated in our EBOM to mBOM transformation, it gets updated in our process planning also. This is how, and again in the mBOM, you can see what all objects are still remaining to be allocated in our process plan, right? So if I go ahead again, and to make best use of that information, there is allocation status here. So I can select, yeah, this one, this option here. It will display me the part allocation status. So whatever is remaining, such as these information is still remaining. The jockey assembly is still remaining, right? So it will show me that it is still left. So whatever is allocated completely, it will show us 100%. If there is something still remaining, it will show you that you need to allocate that still. So right now I'm just working on the center beam, and I've allocated it inside our operation. Now, this is allocated. Do we need any resources or not? And how have I allocated all these resources here, right? So when I said that we have already associated this plan to a plant, so that plant is represented as this icon here. Okay, so when I click on our process plan, let me click on this. I already have a plant allocated. So you see there is a related plant already on our process plan. I'm going to click on that, and you will be able to see what all resources, skills, work centers are available in this plant, and you can always go and make use of them inside your process planning. I'm just going to drag and drop some of the skills I need to allocate the center beam. So I can just select any of the skills here. For example, I'm going to select an assembler and just drag and drop it here. And once this is done, you will be able to see that assembler is allocated over here for this process planning. This is how we allocate information, a different type of shop floor information, and create a representation of the process planning here. I'm going to check in everything now. So if you want to check in one by one operations, you can do it at this level, or you can just directly check in the process plan. So everything below that will be checked in automatically. I'm going to close this window here. Now, we have generated our process plan, operations, resources, parts allocated, everything. But how do we have the last step? How do we get the last step? That is the work instructions, right? Since this process plan was already created, we have the work instruction already generated. If I go to the work instruction option here and select generate work instruction, you will see this is how the work instruction page looks like. It starts from display work instruction wizard at the top as a heading, and then you have the Windchill logo here, and all basic information such as trailer, the name that I gave for our process plan. So this is basic information of our process plan. And then if I scroll down one by one, you will see there is operation label. That means all the operations that were involved in this process are shown in this page one by one. So the first one was where we have create wheel. This is how it is shown. This is basically a HTML text. If I go back to my process plan, you will be able to see that here in the attributes. This is the HTML text. You can always make use of this to highlight something. And other information such as what all parts were allocated. So there are all these parts allocated to this process. There were assembler and inspection as resources. So all the information related to the process, to the operation, will be displayed in this work instruction one by one. Okay, so now you must be wondering how we got this image here, right? Now this image specifically needs to be generated from our Creo view. So how did I do it for all other operations, right? Let us see how to do that. If I go back to my process plan, for rest of the operations, it was already done, but we just now created this allocate center beam operation, correct? So if I click on the visualization, whatever is shown in this visualization, we need to catch this and save an annotation for them inside Creo view. So I'm going to do that, for which we make use of this action here, which is playback action. And if I go over here, let me stop this. One by one on each operation, you will get to see how the visualization gets activated, right? For this operation, we just added two wheel assemblies. So it is activating only those two. For the shaft wheel assembly, we allocated only these parts from the mBOM, because only those are present inside it. So only those are highlighted over there. Similarly for others, the channel, then one by one, we added everything over there, the jack assembly and everything. So it just keeps adding, everything is adding in the next step in the visualization. So our last step was where we added the center beam. I want to highlight this in my image, how I added that. So you have to select this action here, which is new representation. This will generate a new representation for my operation. And a job is submitted. Let us have a look at that. It's executing, refresh. This is complete. Let's close this. And now that my representation is generated, I am going to update that in Creo view. So I'm going to select this and go over here and select default representation. And this symbol over here means that it's going to open in Creo view. So let's open this. Creo view MCAT start. Let me first always adjust the view here. As you can see, this is a representation of all the step one by one, but in the end we want to highlight our last step here, the center beam allocation. Now I'm going to select on that, on my operation over there, and just give some color or highlight something. This is based on your capability. I mean, your Creo view capability. You can add multiple steps, or you can have more details to this image. I'm just going to change the color to highlight that. Given this blue color, and you can always go and add some note there. So you can have a note which says just some formatting. And if you think you're okay, this is kind of high level representation of it, but for you can even go more in detail for specifically those pins and everything. I'm going to save this now. If I go to file, save annotation set as, this option here will help me to save these changes. Okay, and now this is saved. I can close it. Once this is done, it should now be generated automatically in our work instruction. It was not there before, we just created it. So if you see the work instruction that I had opened it, and that is how I've created for all the other steps here, adding the channel, brackets, bolts, and everything. It's up to you how in detail you want to go with that view there, but that is how I've created the visualization for each operation in this process plan. So if I scroll down to the last one, our last one was allocating center beam, right? This allocating center beam. And there is nothing over here because it was not done before. I just created it. So now if I refresh, and if we generate the work instruction, this will be the last step. And I'm just going to scroll down to the end. So we got that image now. It was not, I've just kept this open. It was not there before, but once you perform those steps, it will be now generated. So this is our last operation for adding the center beam. And you can see I added a resource over there for assembler. It is showing me that I added these parts from the beam assembly one by one. So it is showing what all parts are located, and many other information you can include here. Again, this page is also customizable. You can these time over here is showing in seconds. You can add it. You can change it to minutes. If I go up, you can again change the heading if you want, give your company logo, and so on. This page is quite customizable. So yeah, that is the end of our demo. I'm going to go back to my presentation. So you can let me know if you have any questions. We are done with our demo with MPMLink, BOM transformation. We saw process planning, we saw operations, we saw how we allocated parts to the operations, resources, and in the end we saw the work instruction, which can anyways you can export to PDF file also. I will wait for a few couple of minutes to see if there are any questions from someone. I don't have any questions as of now. Okay, there is one question from Anthony, which says, we are looking to implement this soon. Is there a good way to find all process plans related to a single variant? Is there a good way to find all process plan related to a single variant? If you're asking about having different process plan for one BOM, so just like I created, if I go back to my demo, just like I created this process plan for one the trailer assembly mBOM, right? You will be able to see that information from here. You will be able to see which mBOM we have created this process plan, but you are saying that you can have all process plan related to a single BOM. So I'm going to go to that BOM now, and the same information is again available from mBOM side again. So this is the manufacturing BOM. I go to the related objects here, and I think there is a tab for process plans here. You see, there are different process plan. It is showing these are the different versions of the same process plan. But I believe if we create multiple process plans for the same BOM, we should be able to see that here. I hope that answers your question. If I'm wrong, if I'm not wrong. Okay, there is an example. A 1/4 to 20 screw could be used in many process plan. I don't want to see all process plan that use the screw. I don't want to see all process plan. Okay, good way to find out. Want to process plan for the variant. We can have a standard process plan created as a template, maybe. I'm thinking over it, but I think these are more in detail questions related to creating standard procedures or standard operations or process planning. But uh, I think we can, I'll discuss this more internally with our team, and we can get back to you on this question. But I think this is something similar to what you're asking, is creating template sort of steps already involved and just use them every time. I think so. Okay. Thank you very much, Anthony. Okay, you have another question? Yeah. Okay, Anthony's next question is, what is the difference between usage and allocation in BOM transformer? Let me open that BOM transformer window here. You mean to say the tab usage and allocation? We have a usage tab here in the BOM transformation. What is the difference between usage and allocation? So in general, usage is basically the same components of a same BOM. The components for a BOM. If I go and click on this trailer assembly, I will get to know that I have this trans assembly, I have left assembly, I have jockey assembly, all those part of my trailer assembly. So I can have a look at all of them in this uses tab over there. I'm not sure what you mean by allocation. Usually allocating is used in terms of operations where we allocate uh, paths to the operation. So if I open my trailer assembly, the process plan here, for every operation, you can have allocations here. But those allocations could be any number of components from a BOM. So there should be a tab here. Yeah, part allocation. This is part allocation. This is part allocation for operation. This is different than usage in BOM. Both things are different here. There is another question again from Heather, which is, how do we create links between EBOM parts and the colored parts that go with it? EBOM parts and colored parts that go with it. This could be something different related to BOM management also, Heather, for which I think our team can get back to you on that. I'm not sure whether I don't think you'll have to be specific to mBOM on that question. How do we create links between EBOM part and the colored parts? Okay, thank you, Anthony. And Heather, another thing I remembered, it could be we can also have a paint object created, which you can use inside your mBOM. That's also fun. That's also possible. I mean, okay, I think if that is what you're asking, that could be possible. If I open the BOM again, manufacturing BOM. No, the paint is available in the on the menu process plan, I think. Yeah. If I'm going back to my process planning, I am looking at Heather's question right now for the color. So I allocated, this is the operation that we use to allocate the center beam. But if you want to give some specific color to that, we can have paint object created. So that you can search from, that you can create from resources. So if I go here, actions, new resource, and there is this process material object. So you can have a paint over here. Processing aid, coating maybe, and this is what you can use. So this paint, what I created, can be used inside our operations. If I go back here, this one, and open tree picker. I created something right now. Yeah, this could be the pane that I created. So I can just drag and drop it here. I have to load it first. Sorry. And then, so my operation here will come to know that we have a paint which is involved in this operation. This could be one of the option, but yeah, if this is not what you're looking for, we can get back to you on that. And another question from Heather is, so if a CAD part also has manufacturing parts which have color in a specific model, I guess I'm looking for how the equivalent parts tab works. Equivalent parts. Yeah, I can open that. On that assembly, I'm going to open BOM transformer. This is what I think you're looking for. Yeah, this one, equivalent part, you said. Yeah, you can have multiple here, correct. You can have multiple downstream. You can have multiple mBOM for one eBOM. So if that is what you're looking at. And there you can specify the color. There you can have another component for color, or you can have a, yeah, something similar. But we can discuss this more in detail later on and get back to you. Okay, thanks, Ether. Just few more seconds, and I'll see if there are any more questions. Okay, so looks like we don't have any more questions. But if you still have any other requirements or anything more in detail for MPMLink or other topics related to PTC products, you can always get back to us or reach out our sales team. This is the sales email ID. PDSVISION.com is our website. You can have a look at our services, and PDS. We also have a YouTube channel where you will be able to find different topic webinar presentation apart from MPMLink also. So thank you everyone for joining this session. Have a nice day. Bye.